We are recording.
Awesome. Okay, so if everybody can open their phonothon binders really quick, and we're gonna start with the pocket page right here. In your pocket, you guys should have 3 different sheets. One being the doodle sheet. We ask that you guys not write on the binders or any of the other sheets that we've given you. So we've given you a doodle sheet for that. And then there's also the call log sheet, which is the blank sheet that everyone has in their binders, and that's where you're going to be writing down the queries, which I'll hand out to you guys later. It's just a list of the students that you're going to be calling, and each of you will get a list around your major. So like Jen, you'll get a wildlife one, you can get oceanography, geologic oceanography one, and you can take whatever you want, Jen, because you're a tour guide. Sweet. And then the third one, if I am not mistaken, because there's not one in my binder, is the evaluation sheet. So at the end of the phonothon tonight, around 8, or if you have to leave earlier, please fill out the evaluation and let us know how it went for you guys. Alright, so I'm going to go through each of the pages in the binder really quickly, just to go over like phone etiquette and the different things that you'll be saying and the prompts that you might have. So the first thing we have, we can go to the phonothon guide, which is the first tab in your book. And on this page, this is all the scripts that you will need. If, sample opening would be something like, "Hi, is Susie Mulcahy home?" Or "May I speak to Susie?" Or whatever you guys might say that's polite on the phone. And then once you have the student on the phone, you can say, "Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm an environmental science student at the University of Rhode Island, and I'm calling to congratulate you on your recent acceptance to URI and to see if there's any information that I can provide you or any questions I can answer about the university or department you were admitted to." And you can also ask if the student or the family member that answers the phone has had a chance to visit the campus. If so, you can ask what they liked and what they saw, and if not, remind them about the welcome days, which are April 9th and April 16th. And they should have already gotten an invitation in the mail about those, and they can register online. And that's a really great opportunity for them to visit because they get to go to college breakout sessions, to student organizational fairs, to meet the deans of their college. So it's a really great opportunity for them to get the whole of what URI is about. Excuse me. If you get a family member on the phone, you might get parents that want to talk to you. So feel free to answer their questions as well, because sometimes they'll have parents who are just as inquisitive about the school as the students are. And it's also just as important to talk to them because they might have a great deal of influence over their child. And their child might really respect what their parent has to say. So if the parent comes off the phone with a good feeling, that's great to relay to the student. If you get an answering machine, just leave the prompt that's here. "Hi, this is Lauren. I'm a student calling from the University of Rhode Island. I'm calling to congratulate you on your recent acceptance to URI. This is just a courtesy call, so there's no need to return the message. Again, congratulations, and I hope to see you at URI next fall." And you might be getting this a lot because sometimes students have a whole bunch of stuff to do because, it's the school year, and most of the students that you'll be calling tonight probably have a lot of extracurricular activities or things to do after school. So
It's also dinner time-ish, so you'll see as the night progresses, you're going to get a lot more people picking up.
And phone etiquette, just be positive and uplifting, make them feel like they're wanted here. Don't lie. If you don't know an answer, it's okay to come get myself or Allie, and then we also have our boss Liz here who's going to be downstairs all night, so if there's a really awkward question or like an admission, like financial aid kind of question that you really don't have the answer to, you can come get one of us and we'll try to find the answer. And if not, there is a sheet in here. There's a tough question sheet on the next page, like about URI being a party school, or why didn't I get accepted into pharmacy, which you may get tonight because this is a science field, CELS is, and students who didn't get accepted into pharmacy generally get accepted into their second choice major, which could be biological sciences or clinical lab science or microbiology. So on the, here I can show you really quick, on the query sheet, it will say what their major is. So for example, Ashley Newman is going to be an animal science and technology major. On the majors list right here, this is their major. If it doesn't say pharmacy, they didn't get into pharmacy, and none of these should say pharmacy on them. So if somebody asks you that question, say, "No, I'm sorry, this is what you got into." But hopefully we won't run into any of that tonight because generally they've been taking only students who have been admitted farther than 2 weeks ago. so that we don't have any of that weird overlap of students who didn't get their acceptance letter yet. So we won't have to deal with that. That was Liz. You'll meet her later. Also, let's see. If you choose to disclose your own information, like your phone number or your email address, that's at your own risk, and we don't encourage it unless you really feel like you made a connection with the person and they might want to take their questioning further. Feel free to do that, but I would advise it. Next on our list, we can skip past the tough questions. I already went over that briefly. How to complete the call logs and the roster. So on the query sheet that I just briefly showed you, you're going to have just a list of people's ID numbers, names, phone numbers, the college and their major, and then the city and state that they're from. You're going to write 3 different things on the call log and the call log that I have, that you guys have in here. I'm just going to steal this from you. On this sheet, you're going to write next to their names, you're going to write a C for call if you spoke to somebody, an LM for left message, or a CB for callback, because sometimes parents will be like, oh, I'll give them a call back another night because they're not home. And you can just write it next to their name, that's fine. But you'll also be writing on the call log that's in your front pocket, and on here you're just going to write the name of the student, their major, and then C, CB, or LM, to whom you spoke with, so student, parent, sibling, and then has the student visited, is the student still considering URI, and like what kind of things did the student ask you or say about URI. So it's pretty simple. A lot of them they'll just end up writing like LM or callback or something like that. Thank you. You're going to go upstairs. We're all going to go upstairs together, and then we're going to go into like the main secretarial area of the upstairs, and everybody's going to get a desk. Please don't play with the things on the desk because they belong to the people who work at those desks. So just use the phone, and if you guys want to come back downstairs and eat, feel free to whenever you need to take a break. It's not like we're making you call a billion people and not letting you eat. So to dial in-state, you press 9 and then the number for in-state. To dial out-of-state, you press 9-1, the area code, and then the out-of-state number. So if you guys have trouble with that, feel free to get Allie or myself, and we can just show you really quick when we get upstairs. It's pretty easy. And then, like I said, write C, LM, or CB for what you did. And if you didn't call anybody, or you didn't call someone on the list, you just skipped them for some reason, just don't do anything at all. Leave it blank and don't even write it on the roster sheet. All right, so we're just going to go over quickly the rest of the things in your binder after the how to complete the call logs and roster sheet. The welcome day schedule is right here, and if they have questions about welcome day, feel free to answer them, like about the college fair, the university fair on the arena floor, campus tours, the honors program, and other things like that. You'll be able to answer their questions. And then the next page we have useful phone numbers. People are going to ask this a lot. There's phone numbers for the admissions main office, enrollment services, housing, and orientation. You'll find that a lot of people end up asking questions about enrollment services because they're concerned with their financial aid, and that's fine. You can just refer them to this number because you guys don't have that information for them.
Also, quick side note that financial aid packages will not be going out to the end of March, so if they are asking about that, just say that those have not gone out yet, and they should be seeing that by the end of March.
Yep. And then the next page, or the next tab, we've got admissions info, and then there's just statistics if people want to know stuff about the campus and the school, like 13,000 undergraduates, 2,900 freshmen, just little things like that in case they want to know. And there's also information on the New England Regional Program, which for if you guys don't know, the state schools in New England have an agreement with URI. If their state schools don't have a specific major or program, URI will offer them a reduced tuition rate. So for example, Connecticut doesn't offer aquaculture and fisheries. So if the student is going there for that, which might actually happen tonight, they'll be receiving reduced tuition, so they might have a question about that. Let's see. And then the next tab is majors, and there's just highlights about all the colleges and then all of the majors. So if for some reason you run out of queries for your own major, you guys can call people in similar majors, and if you have questions, or if they have questions and you don't know the answer, you can find them for the most part in this tab. So if you are doing animal science and technology, there's a few little points on here, so you can help them with their questions about that. The next tab would be student services. So in this tab are things like freshman housing, all about your roommates, the buildings that you might be in, and generally they'll be in the Big Six or the Hope Quad. So you can tell them a little bit about what Marlowe is like or what Peck is like if you know, and then if you don't, there are little notes on each. You can talk about how they have an RA, an academic mentor, and their meal plans and other things like that. And then there are things about transportation, athletics, all sorts of just student organizations. There's stuff about religious services and counseling center, women's center. These might not necessarily come up. Students are probably going to like search themselves on the website or wait till they get here to figure out about these things. But just in case you guys need them, that information is available to you. And then the last page is student programs. So things like university, college, which all freshmen come into. URI 101, which obviously you guys all took, except for Jen. I'm going to be taking URI 101. But anyway, they all have to take that. So you can talk a little bit about that and orientation, and possibly the honors program if they're curious. And there are other things like that in this section of the binder. All right, so I think that we covered everything on our training list. Yeah, so before you guys leave, please feel free to take some more pizza, fill out the evaluation, and if you guys have any questions for myself or Allie or Liz, who's downstairs, please feel free to come ask us. And I think that I covered everything. Do you guys have any questions? Anything you need to know before we go upstairs? No? Awesome. Great. Okay, cool. So we'll head upstairs then. You shut that off.
Okay.